Welcome everybody to the Mind, Body, and Soul TV, coming to you live from our Denver, Colorado studios. As you can tell, behind us is the city of Denver, the most livable city in the United States of America. We are coming to you live, of course, from consciousevolutionmedia.com. We're streaming there as well as YouTube Live, and you will be able to see part of the show on YouTube Red as well. We have a fantastic theme for everybody this evening. It's our first holiday theme. Even we are starting earlier than usual. And our theme for this evening is how to get along with family during the holidays. And with us this evening is our guest, Melinda Carver. She is a psychic medium, also the official psychic of the Tarot Guild in the good old USA. And I'm sure many other things, which we're going to find out about. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for
Melinda.
having me back on, Steve.
It's great to have you. And she's joining us from Cleveland. And I love this theme because it's connected to the holidays, and it's kind of interesting to talk about this because I was told once that if you think that you're really conscious and you have really gotten wherever you think you've gotten to, then just go out to dinner with your parents. So this is somewhat similar, but before we get into the theme a little bit more, I just want to make sure that I start the show the way I normally do it because this is like, it's like just the way it is on the Mind, Body, and Soul TV. So if I took away those titles I mentioned, the psychic medium and all those other things, and anything that anybody, Melinda, has ever called you in your life to this point, if I took it all away, what's left? Who is really Melinda Carver?
Well, I am a big sister to two sisters, one still here and one has passed. I'm a daughter. I'm a family member of a large Italian-based family, and I'm a teacher. I love to teach people how to empower themselves to have the best life ever. So that is what I what I teach to people, and what I help people to raise their vibrations and self-esteem so they can empower themselves to have that best life ever. We have one lifetime in this form right now. You want to make it the best you can make it so that you don't have to do over this lifetime at the next one.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. So this theme of ours for this evening, it's very intriguing to me. So what is it about people when they get together for the holidays that you know that they're going to be really on their best behavior maybe for the first half hour, and then we all know that somewhere something is going to occur, that
Yes.
somebody's going to start something. So what is that about?
Well, as a medium and a psychic, I've read for thousands of people each year. And one of the big issues after love is family. And they, with their mother-in-law, their father-in-law, brother, sister, cousin, aunt, uncle. And there's always humongous arguments around any holiday, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, 4th of July. People argue because they have expectations. Everybody, each one of us, has an expectation of traditions, family meals, family specialties, and then behavior. And then when you bring in outsiders to the family get together, when you grow up and you're an adult and you're dating or married or you have your own children, that adds a new level to those family meetings, those family dinners, and what will happen next. So expectations of how they want to be treated, their expectations of what they expect for decorations, traditional dishes, how they expect people to behave. Not everyone is going to have the best holiday ever when their expectations aren't met. There's going to be the drunk uncle or the crazy aunt that's going to give you the catechism of everything of your life, or there's going to be a bigot who's going to yell at you because you were born a certain way or you're dating someone of a different race or a different religion. So all these play into that lovely family bowl of traditional holidays that we have here in the United States and around the world.
Okay. So our theme suggests in it that maybe there's a way that we can be to get along during the holidays. So what would that be, and how would we achieve that?
The first thing is to know your family. Really look at your family. You know what their behaviors are each and every time you meet up with them, whether that's at a family dinner or an outdoor barbecue or someone's sports event. You know the behavior that they use, the terms and the words they use. You already know your family member. You know them, you've had them around you the whole life. So you can't make them all of a sudden magically snap your fingers and make them be on their best behavior, not drink, not make some dumb comment or ask a question that drives you nuts or to pick on you or tease you and fall back into those old childish roles. So if you recognize who in your family does what ahead of time, going into that holiday meal, it's going to be a lot easier for you if you remember who your family is. You're not going to have a Leave It to Beaver Christmas or a Happy Days Christmas, okay? That was TV, that was sitcom, and everything is beautiful, and there might be one small crisis, and everyone gets together and they overcome that crisis. Your family, no one has the perfect family anymore. Family. And it might look pretty on your Christmas card, but that's not the reality of a sick child, an upset parent, or someone else whose expectations aren't met.
Mm.
Someone who just wants everything to be their way or
Yeah.
the
Well,
highway.
but yeah, to me, it's, and I'm certainly going to have a lot of opportunities to test this theory of mine. But for me, it's like, for me, it's perfect just the way it is. Like, there's nothing wrong. However, anybody is going to show up, they are perfect just the way they are. Even their imperfections is perfect.
But see, you're in the
Yeah.
minority of opinions when it comes to holidays. You go in saying it's going to be beautiful and wonderful. Other people have to be dressed just so. And if they're dressed to the nines and designer label, if their working class family is not, and they have clothes from Walmart or Kmart or the mall, they're going to look down on them because they didn't dress up enough. Or you're wearing jeans again, you have your slippers on. Where's your dress shoes? Where's your suit and tie? So people put these expectations on their family members to play this role, this part in the movie of a holiday in their real life at their home or the restaurant or that they go to celebrate the holidays. So
Mm.
people get silly. They want certain things a certain way, and not everyone is going to say it's going to be perfect just as it is, and I'm going to be inclusive. There's always someone looking to see who got something bigger or better or more expensive than they did, and they're going to pout or cry or say you love your daughter more than you love me. I'm just your daughter-in-law, and there's going to be hurt feelings because there's this expectations all around everybody.
Mm. So so what's really the solution, in terms of what advice you can give our viewers?
Well, the first thing is to
I
center
mean,
and balance yourself. If you are centered and balanced, like you, Steve, when you go to your holiday traditions, you're already centered and balanced. You're expecting a good time no matter what unfolds. You say everything's going to unfold at the highest and best for myself. So you have a great time. You set your mind that it's going to be perfect and you're going to have fun and you're going to love what happens. Other people are going to say, oh, I hope your brother doesn't drink 6 beers and starts burping and scratching himself and putting on the TV, watching football all day instead of watching the kids play and open their gifts. So you're going in with a positive mindset already. Is one is to have a positive mindset on what your day is going to be. don't sweat the big things. I mean, sorry, the small things. Sorry, so that in reverse. So if you know someone's going to drink a six pack every day and watch football, make the moments before the six pack is drunk
Well,
and
I think.
before the
Well,
football
wait,
game is
wait,
turned
wait.
on.
I think
Yeah.
you said it perfectly. Don't sweat the big things or the small things. That was perfect.
But everyone, and manage your expectations. You know, you're not a movie star going onto a set that has been created by professionals and every little thing is taken care of, and you're the director and you get to scream cut and we're going to redo this scene. You don't have that because you are not an actor in a play. You're living a real life with real people who also have feelings and thoughts and expectations too. So if you can just not sweat those small little itty bitty things, you know, someone if is going to make canned cranberries and you don't like canned cranberries and you like to make homemade cranberries, then call the person making the dinner and say, I'm going to make my homemade cranberries, and bring that. Don't get upset with them because they have the can too, because your father-in-law still likes the canned cranberries. Both of them could be there. Everyone's going to enjoy them. It's not a competition as a competitive streak with your in-laws or your family members. You know what your strengths are and your weaknesses are. You know your family members' strengths and weaknesses. So play to those strengths so that everyone has the best time possible.
This is so funny, Melinda, that you said this, because I have referred to this so many times on the network that you're gonna find it funny, I think too, or not. And I said it many times that our lives is a movie, and
Yes.
we are the director, and
Yes.
you are and you
Yes.
are playing the part in my movie because I put you there. So like right now, you are in my movie, and
Yes, I
I
am.
am in yours. And it's just so funny that you said that you brought that example up, because I just want to remind people that we are the creators. And some people may not agree with that, and that's okay. But we are creating this experience, and maybe we can bring in the law of attraction as well. That there is a reason why we're invited to a Thanksgiving party, right? There are so many
Yes.
people that are lonely, and people invite them, which is, I think, very nice. I'd like to do that for people as well. If I know somebody's alone, I'll invite them, even that, I do have a big family. It doesn't matter, because it's not going to make any difference. It's just going to add to the beauty of the experience of having Thanksgiving and actually giving somebody a nice meal.
Day for Thanksgiving is a day of gratitude. And if you start the day grumpy and miserable and nasty, that's how your day is going to be. So if you begin with an attitude of gratitude and you say, I'm thankful that I have this spouse, this child, this mother, this father, that will help you get through that day. And as you move along Thanksgiving or another holiday, and you have that attitude of gratitude that you have people to share and celebrate a family tradition, or you're making a new family tradition. So many people, call me because they're having fits because their mother-in-law always had it and is too ill to have it and they want to bring it at their home. How to make that happen? So I go over that with them. So if you're making a new family tradition, have a sense of adventure. Change it up a little bit, but make it still comfortable for those that long for that special stuffing or that special bread that you make, and keep those comfortable still there as part of it as you bring in the new. And that will help people too. And kind. And if you know you're going to hear the same story from your sister and her husband about their childhood, then you just smile and say, yes, we all remember that, and then move on to another subject. You don't have to go and complain to your husband or your wife, my sister won't shut up. She won't stop talking about this issue or this accident from childhood. She
This
brings it up no matter when you see her. Just smile and change the subject
this sounds like an
with each
Italian
other.
family. This sounds like an Italian family you're describing.
Well, some of them, but it could also be Irish and English. I've been in enough other people's homes to know it's not just my family.
Just kidding. Just kidding. All right. So besides being a psychic medium, what other things do you get yourself involved with?
Well, I have a new book coming out with Schiffer Publishing end of February, beginning of March in their spring catalog about clearing negativity. And
Mhm.
I teach multiple workshops the last 8 years across the country on law of attraction, how to connect with the angels, psychic development. And I have a lot of fun, a difference in people's lives by empowering them and showing them how to do the things that I do, because they don't need a particular person to connect with God, whether they call that mother or father God or Jesus or Mary, and just to connect to that higher divine self and feel that divine spark within them is a joy to help. When you could see someone feel that love and their divine legacy of that divine spark they have, and see that joy because they're connecting to that other side, or they can see or feel angels or see or feel God among them, and they don't have to go to a temple or a church to have that connection with God.
Mhm. So how do you? Uh, well, you just put a lot of things on the table,
Oh,
but
sorry.
I asked you to. So let's pick
Yes.
something. Let's pick something. Let's say let's talk a little bit about the laws of attraction because that's a
Okay.
subject that keeps coming around. I think with the public. Um, so what's your explanation or your version of what is the law of attraction and how it works, and why is it important for us to recognize what it is?
And Steve, first and foremost, the law of attraction is a natural law, means it's immutable. It never changes. It's going to act the same way over and over and over again. The only thing that changes is you act and what you react to and what you do with that law of attraction. Just like there's the law of cause and effect, the law of love and harmony, the law of balance, there's that law of attraction, and it's a natural, immutable law. There's also a flip side to that law of attraction, and it's called the law of repulsion. So if you become desperate, your energy lowers, your energy becomes a desperate energy, low vibrating. You're going to attract other desperate people or desperate situations to you, because like energy will attract like energy.
And
And if you,
it will feel really normal.
yes, it will feel normal for people who want to be stuck in that victim
Uh,
role. So if
uh,
you play the victim all the time, you're going to be the victim all the time, where you're the damsel in distress waiting for that man on the white horse to come rescue you, instead of putting your own pocket and getting on your own horse to rescue yourself. So, a law of attraction is like attracts like. If you work for your highest good and you are positive and you have an attitude of gratitude and you expect good things and people to come into your life and you treat people the same way you want to treat them, good things are going to come to you. You're going to attract what you're looking for. If you are desperate, miserable, mean, and rude, you're going to get desperate, mean, and rude into your life. So it depends on, what do you want to get? Do you want to get the positive or do you want to get the negative? And a lot of people have trouble with that because they say they want something, but they don't look at it realistically. Some people may need additional education, or they may need additional experience to get what they want, but they won't take action. So, part of the law of attraction is not only believing that you can obtain something or you can attract something, but taking action. So many people have this fear of walking through that door to go forward to obtain what they want, that they go into that flip side of the law of repulsion and they push it away. You see this a lot, Steve, with people who self sabotage all the time. And I'm sure you've come across people, they have opportunities and they let it go, or they sabotage it some way. They get drunk or they embarrass themselves or they say the wrong thing.
mm. So do you think when people, well, let me ask you this. So since we're living in a duality kind of a
Mhm.
world, is it possible not to have both experiences, negative and positive?
Yes,
Is it
you
possible
can
for
have
people
both.
just to have positive? Because I've been around some people that pretend. The important word here is to pretend that they always are positive, but we know better that the positive doesn't exist without the negative. So how can people be with both?
Well, the negative experiences you have, those are your learning points in your life. Because if every day you were Heidi and you were singing and yodeling in the Swiss Alps, and everything was beautiful and the snow was pretty and crystal and you're never cold and you got to wear a pretty dress and braids, you wouldn't experience life to the fullest. I think for most people, unless you are a monk or a nun or a minister and you live a very, very holy life without sin and whatever else you want to call it here, the different religions, are experiencing that spirituality where you're floating in your spirit form and your higher self all the time, you're going to have issues and you're going to have negative moments where you're going to have learning lessons, those life lessons where you really try hard for something, but you didn't win it. Someone else won it. Like the Cubs and the Indians both hadn't won the World Series for years and
Mhm.
years and years, and the Cubs won it. And it came into a 10-inning game and they were tied and it was just one hit. That's all they needed and they won. So sometimes, no matter how hard you are trying to manifest, something isn't going to work for your favor because there's a higher purpose involved, or you charted in your life to have that reaction at that moment, or that experience, that car accident, that issue in your life, that job loss, because that helps get you on your right path to the next path, the better path for you.
Mm. Okay, great. So people actually people don't have to be fearful of negative experiences. They can maybe even embrace it because it's being done for getting them to the next level, right?
And sometimes, even I, working with the law of attraction, there are little things that I do occasionally that will self sabotage myself. Or I joke around and say I have dyslexia of the tongue because I'll try to say something and it comes out all wrong. And we all have those moments where we don't work in the highest energy, or we have self doubt, or our self confidence dips just a little bit, and that little bit of that dip will change the outcome. So, not everybody is going to be super cocky about their life and think things magically appear for them. And they just have to snap their fingers and it's going to come, or the people are going to bring them those opportunities. So, sometimes we have to lose that job, or sometimes we have to lose that opportunity, or we didn't move fast enough for that opportunity and it went to someone else. That's getting you ready to say, okay, the next time an opportunity comes, I'm not going to take 2 days to decide if I'm going to do it. Now I'm going to look at it and make a decision in 6 hours. So you could use these losses or these negative experiences to be the learning steps that you need for something better at the next go around.
Mm. Very good. All right.
Thank you.
So I think maybe you mentioned this word. It's an important word to me, manifesting. So
Yes.
how can you help people to understand how this reality works, and how do you manifest the things that you always wanted? How do people go about doing that?
Well, to work with a law of attraction, again, it's an unmutable. It doesn't change. So you have to change what you do, what you say, and the actions you take. So for manifesting, I always tell people in my classes that first and foremost, you need to be very clear and precise on what you want. If you get wishy-washy or you change your mind every 5 minutes, you're going to lose what you're trying to manifest. Here's an example. You want to be a nurse, an RN, and you want to work in the ER. You have an interview with the hospital to work in the ER, and you go for the interview. And the next day after the interview, you see that there's a local office that has a doctor. You could have a normal shift instead of third shift in the ER nights. So you go and you apply for that doctor's office. You've just canceled out your manifesting for that ER job because you're changing your mind and what you want to do. So be very clear and precise on what it is exactly that you want. Number two is to see if you need additional education or experience. A lot of people want to be like you, a TV host, and maybe they have no experience in being a TV host. So maybe you should start looking on YouTube or reading some books or go to school so you can learn how to be a good TV host and a good interviewer, and then practice so that you don't have that awful show with the funky background and the music that's playing, and you don't know how to ask questions, and you just go because you're afraid of the lights and the camera, right, Steve? Not everyone's like you.
Oh,
So
I was
get that
there. I
education or
was
experience.
Melinda, I was there. It was just a long time ago. I hardly remember it anymore. But
Yes.
I started there.
But you went out for it and you took a chance and you went for the experience and the education. Some people
Yeah.
won't do it. It's sort of like someone who is a waitress or a waiter and they decide, you know what, I want to be a CEO of that company. I'm going to apply for that CEO position. Well, if you've never run a business, if you've never for a business degree, you are not even going to be in the running. So if you want to be a CEO, don't stop dreaming, but go get the education you need or the experience you need to start making that happen. So be clear and concise. Look at what experience or education you need to get to that next step. And the third one is to take action. So many people forget about this. Nothing is going to just float magically into your hands. You have to go knock on doors. You have to submit your resume. If you are looking for love, a lot of people say, well, I'm looking for love, but they won't leave their house. They won't interact with living, breathing people in different locations, whether that's a sporting event or shopping, or they're going to a book signing, or they're going to classes, or they're volunteering. They won't have that experience. We as a society now are so stuck with our cell phones and our tablets and our reality online that they're not living and breathing and moving along real breathing people. And you see this, people walk past each other on their cell phones. They never acknowledge each other. You don't meet people that way anymore. Clubs and bars and volunteers have gone down because people rather play video games or do things online.
Mhm. Wow.
Someone all the time to have a relationship if you won't get out of your house. You have to get out of the house, go and
Well,
meet living, breathing people.
if you want love, you can always have love within yourself. You know,
You have
that's
to
not
love yourself first.
a bad thing. So, but it's funny because you said you have to be precise, and you have to know exactly what you're asking for. So if you're asking that you want love, you have to be more precise, because just wanting love is not enough, is it?
No, because if you say, I'm open to love and I want love in my life, I love myself and I'm open and ready to receive love,
Mhm.
well, you may get a new puppy or a kitty cat, or maybe you buy a new horse. Or maybe you get some new friends that come into your life that are like family to you that show you love and loyalty. So if you're looking for a lover or a spouse, then start saying, I am in a happy, wonderful relationship with a man or a woman that loves me for me. And start manifesting it that way. You can't just say, I'm ready for love. Come on in, love, because then you'll get a whole bunch of new friends. I joked around. I did this once to show someone how to not do it. So I said love, and of different people come into my life. And it was a 4-week experiment I showed to a class of mine. And I had them do the same. And we were joking around because we were not specific. And I kept them as just love to show the difference. Well, someone bought a puppy. I had a bunch of new gay males who joined my friend circle, but I have the wrong equipment for them. Okay. Um, okay. But, you could have love with friends and family
Yes.
members, but it's
Yes.
not a lover. So start saying that you have a warm, wonderful, healthy, happy relationship with whatever person you're looking for. List the 3 qualities of the man or the woman that you want, and
Mm,
just start saying, "I have this now," so that you're open for it, and stop being so darn picky. If you meet someone who has 3 of the 5 things you're looking for, give them an opportunity, because not everyone is going to be perfect without making mistakes, and other people
mm,
can grow and change to what you want, just as you can grow and change to be what they want.
mm. Interesting.
I
So
know.
I am these days paying more and more attention to the connection that I have with someone versus the way they look or the way I used to relate to people a lot based on how everybody else does it, which is first I was attracted to how they look like, then I was attracted to what they were doing for a living, I was attracted to the things that they liked, their hobbies, whatever. I was looking for things that were common, and I kind of dropped those things uh, really way down to the bottom. I am more concerned about these days, not concerned, but looking for the connection. If I have a connection with someone, a real connection, then I'll take it to the next level. But if I don't, I really don't care what their hobbies are or what they do because it doesn't really matter to me. What? How do you hear that?
Well, a lot of people are on different frequencies in this. So you're an evolved soul, you're an older soul, Steve. So you are looking for someone whose vibration matches more vibration you're working in now. Your vibration's changed in the last 20 years than from what it was 20 years ago. It's changed from even 5 years ago. So when your vibration goes higher, you're looking for other people in that vibration who will align more with your way of thinking. Maybe they're more spiritual. Maybe they're more open to the different discussions that you can have. They have to be worldly. They have to be up on current events. So you're being more broad in what you're drawing and attracting to you. And it's not system where you think people are beneath you because they're a janitor or they work at a deli. They could be anybody at
Oh,
anywhere,
it
but it's
doesn't
the
matter. Right.
vibration. Yeah, it's
Right.
their vibration. So I have a very big energy and a very high vibration. So I draw people to me. You can also, as a high vibrational person, draw people of a lesser vibration to you too. But there's always going to be that little discordant chord going where that key is just a little off in the musical notes of the vibrations or frequencies around you.
Mm, mm,
And as a person that I can read energy, I know who is aligned more with my energy and who isn't. But there's a
mm,
lot of people that will try to force a connection or force an attraction. And you can be vibrantly matched with someone. You may love them, but you may not be physically attracted to them. And that happens a lot too. Some people need that physical attraction because they can't go to that next level in the relationship. So again,
mm,
it depends on what you're looking for and what vibration you are. That's what's going to draw people to you.
mm.
Someone
Awesome.
who is more spiritually aligned with you and in your vibration, it makes things easier and the relationship is a lot more successful.
Awesome. So talk a little bit about how when people to contact you. We're kind of coming to the end of the segment here, but mention your
Okay.
website and maybe some of the things that you're doing right now that you'd like to invite people to participate in or engage with you.
All right, thank you. They can go to my website, which is psychicmelinda.webs.com. I'm on Twitter at Psychic Melinda, and I'm also on Facebook at Psychic Melinda. You may also join me for my weekly radio show, Positive Perspectives, and that's on Blog Talk. You can find that through my website. I do many, many events throughout Northeast Ohio live. I have psychic fairs, psychic lunches and dinners, special events, and I host a slew of classes at my home and different stores and locations throughout the community. Plus, I travel. So if you go to my website, psychicmelinda.webs.com, you'll be able to attend or if you can't come to the Ohio area, you're not going to be where I'm traveling, I do have some of my workshops on DVD and CD listed there also.
Awesome. So, Melinda, thank you so much for being with us this evening on the network and bringing us this theme, get along with family during the holidays. I hope that a lot of people will learn something here. I certainly have. And I'm going to be on my best behavior on Thanksgiving and also at Christmas. And I just want to mention one word that I've been so attracted to lately that has helped me so much to get along, not just at the holiday times, but at all times. And that word is to allow. Something I noticed that if I just allow for the experiences that are occurring around me, I'm not bumping up against them. Like I'm not judging them. I'm not thinking about is this right or wrong or whatever. I just allow for the experience, and it seems to be working for me. I don't know about anybody else, but just an idea. Who knows?
It's a great word to use, allow. And one that you could say for the holidays is just say the word peace in your mind, PEACE. And when you're driving to whichever family member's home for whatever holiday party, just say the word peace so that energy starts flowing around you and you're ready for what's coming next, too. Thank you, Steve, for
Fantastic.
having me.
Thank you, Melinda, so much, and have a great evening, everybody. And keep watching these shows, uh, specifically this one or any of the other thousands of shows that we have on YouTube. The more you watch them, the more they get up to the top 10 every single month. And when they get there, they have an opportunity to go to public television, cable TV, or who knows what else we're going to get involved in next. Thank you, Melinda. We love you.
Thank you.
See you guys
Bye-bye.
next. See you guys next time, which will be tomorrow, same time, same place on the network. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Bye.